Hello and welcome to ZeroPoint Energy, with a 0 point what we talk about in just as much energy. I'm Sean.
And this is Jorge.
And tonight we are talking about one of my favorite things. We're talking Gundam. We watched the first half of Season 1 of Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch From Mercury.
Or as the Japanese say, Kido Senshi Gundam Suisei no Majo.
Yeah, what he said.
Okay.
This one is it's one of the most recent Gundam series, and it is awesome in my opinion. It's a big departure from traditional Gundam or the last actual series me and Jorge watched together, which was Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Yeah, this makes all of Gundam look like torture. Honestly, I mean, this is so happy. This is okay. You remember, what was it? War in the Pocket, whatever the heck.
Yes.
That was trying to be happy, and then slowly it became, okay, this is what I'm watching for. This is the feels. This is Gundam. And then we're watching this, and I'm just like, the hell just happened?
Well, I think that's also good juxtaposition for the modern way of the Gundam franchise is going. Is I think they've realized their audience is just getting maybe a little tired of war. Like, Gundam, when it first started in the 70s, was a commentary on war, and has been forever since. Every show is set during or immediately after or directly before a major war, and the Gundam shows are meant to show the realistic-ish horrors of war or the fallout of war, all of that. And what Witch From Mercury does is it's just slice of life with Gundam. I mean, it's about a bunch of high school kids who are learning to be mobile suit pilots.
Which, again, that's not normal. It's okay, like, in all seriousness, I mean, you've got Suletta, main character. She's awesome and she's quirky. You'll find out. We'll talk about it. But the point is, she's a high school girl, and there's not a war going on. There's nothing really huge, but it's government. Can we say that at the beginning? Government conspiracy?
I mean, a bit, yeah.
I mean, it's not a huge departure, because, again, still politics, but at the same time, I was expecting to see somebody squished by now, somebody, like, crying, and then somebody else like, no! But no.
Well, we kind of got that in the Episode 0 prologue. The prologue to this show goes so fucking hard as a Gundam thing. Like, they're showing you testing the new mobile suit. They're showing the capabilities of it. They're introducing you to the major players. And then there's an attack, and you're seeing the fighting, and you're seeing, like, humans fighting humans, and people getting shot, and there's blood, and you're seeing the mobile suits fighting in space, and you've got all of the mecha gore and then real gore. And then Episode 1 starts, and it's this happy-go-lucky slice of life show that happens to have Gundams in it.
Yeah, and again, the zero episode, literally zero episode. Everything you know about Gundam, I'm just like, okay.
You literally go from, this is Gundam, to, ooh, woo, Gundam.
I hate when you do that. Okay. He's right, though. Yes, ooh, woo, Gundam, basically. I mean, not every single trope in Slice of Life, but enough of them to be like, holy shit, not that they've ruined Gundam, but it's like, what have you done with Gundam? This is not Gundam. The fuck? I mean, even, what was it? What was the name of that live-action Gundam one? Where they...
G-Savior.
That's it, G-Savior. Okay. Wait, no. No, not that one, where they had the little battle thingies.
Oh, they made a live action series based on
Battle Brawlers or something like that.
The Gundam Build.
That's it. Gundam Build. Anyways, that one, it wasn't... It was slice of life, obviously, because it wasn't war and such. But it was still, like, enough drama to be like, holy shit, this hurts.
Well, because it focused on the combat. It's just, well, what if those models that all of us who are fans of Gundam Build could actually fight and reenact the battles from the shows? Or what if this suit from Gundam Seed fought against this suit from the Universal Century?
No, but not just that. I meant the interpersonal struggles between the characters. Because
there was still a lot of politics and stuff, because they had the major corporation who was trying to change the way the Gundam fights were going, and the rich people who had access to the better models and could pay people to build them the best models possible with the top of the line, just super precision modeling techniques, versus your average high school kid who picked up a kit for a few yen and put it together and, oh cool, I can scan it, make it fight. I want to see that.
Okay, yes, I'll give you that. Now, the thing though is that there was still pain within that show. Yes, it was kids playing around with Gundams and then having mock battles through a computer, but there was still enough interpersonal struggle to be like, shit, that's heavy.
Oh yeah, because you saw that crushing just defeat in the eyes of the characters, seeing the model that they spent hours, days, sometimes months putting together perfectly, and then it gets destroyed.
And here we have a bunch of intrigue and, oh my god, I think he wants to confess. Are you sure? Maybe.
Yeah, like this is Gundam the dating sim.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good... This is Gundam if it was a visual novel.
Yeah.
And I mean like one of those, like he said, dating sim visual novels. It's like... And it's not a bad thing. I complain about it, but it works.
Now, I have seen all the way up to episode 11 of season 1. I have not seen the episode 12 through 24. But what me and Jorge just watched together is we watched episodes 0 through 6 of season 1. So this isn't a review of the entire show yet. This is just a review of the first half of the first season.
So, we have our main character, Suletta, as a... Would you call a 4-year-old a toddler?
Yes.
Okay. A toddler who can handle being interfaced with a mech and then killing things by instinct and saying, look at all the pretty candles. They weren't candles. They were fireballs in space.
That she created by blowing shit up.
Yes.
With her mind.
Literally. She didn't actually, what do you call it? Like say, kill that thing. No. Mentally speaking, it was there. The machine told her it was there. She lit it up. Yep.
She lit her birthday candles. There were exactly 5, which she was turning 5 today.
And it was... There's something very creepy about seeing a little girl, like, basically be really happy about having killed 5 people. Like, look, mommy, look at the pretty colors.
Yeah. It's traumatizing to normal people. I mean, in a way, it was traumatizing to her because when we first meet this character as a toddler, her name is Eri. I assume it's short for Ariel because the Gundam is the Illith, which is L-L-I-F-T-H. It's like a weird spelling of Lilith. Illith.
Yeah.
Like Lilith with a lisp.
Why? Why did you say
How
that?
else would you say, how do you explain that pronunciation of that name?
No comment.
Lilith with a lisp.
Fine.
And for me, I think part of why in the future we see her as Suletta is that there was a data storm. Like, that's something they kind of talk about in here about data storms and how piloting Gundams can screw with your mind. I think there was a data storm, and she lost her memories of that day. The day her father died, the day she murdered her first person. And I think that's when she started really 100% identifying the Gundam as her sister. I think Eri and Lilith changed. And Ariel, the little girl, became the Gundam. And Lilith became the little girl. And they started calling her Suletta. That's my thought. I don't know. Like I'm not big on reading manga, so I haven't read any of this extra info and lore for this particular show yet. It's too new. It's only been out for about a year, so I'm still learning lore on this one.
This is a very, very weird but interesting theory. Does the machine have the capability to become human? It's inhabiting a body. It has to deal with the emotions. Can it algorithmically adapt?
I mean, if Ghost in the Shell has taught us anything, then yes. I mean, even in Gundam, we have some examples of it. Where, oh shit, I'm just spacing on it. Lala. When Lala dies and she becomes the infinite space ghost that forever haunts Char and Amuro and keeps their bromance together.
That I wouldn't call it bromance. I'd say a love-hate relationship. I love you now.
You haven't seen Zeta.
I love you. I hate you.
Yeah, you haven't seen Gundam Zeta. Like, there's a full-on bromance there. Like, there are many times within Zeta where it's like, you know, they introduced a female character here just so it would stop being so weird between Amuro and Char.
Well, they won't. They will. They won't. They get a room already, you two. No.
Like, there's no love triangles between Amuro, Char, and whatever female they throw in between them. It's a threesome. It's a throuple.
What people do in the comfort of their own homes or anime, fine. Just
what you do in the cockpit of your own mobile suit is your prerogative.
There's not enough room in there.
They fit a lot of people in the cockpit of Gundams sometimes.
Next thing you're going to tell me is that's the reason they call it a cockpit.
I mean, pilots do be fucking.
I'm never going to win. Okay.
I mean, if it was G Gundam, they got the full body condoms.
I didn't need that picture this late. God damn it. Moving on. Okay, so going with the anti-Gundam feel. No, what would you call this? Because it is still Gundam. It has enough there. It's Gundam. Not just because of the machines. But I can't call it anti-Gundam. What the hell would you call this?
I mean, it's technically anti-Gundam. I mean,
whatever.
It's one of those things like Iron-Blooded Orphans. The reason Iron-Blooded Orphans was so good of a show was it was everything Gundam isn't, and somehow it made it the most Gundam to ever Gundam.
I will agree to disagree on that one. I haven't finished it yet, but moving on specifically.
So this one is falling into that same vein. This is everything Gundam is not. Gundam is about the horrors of war, the lessons you learn through devastation, how you temper the usage of these weapons of mass destruction. And this one is about teaching children how to pilot them just because they fucking have the money to.
Okay. But they're also used in war. I mean, eventually aren't these guys going to graduate and join the military?
No, because each one of the main houses, this is a school kind of like Hogwarts, except mobile suits. Each one of the 4 main houses is actually tied to one of the mega corporations. So, like, they don't join the military; they get jobs working for those megacorps.
Then what about at the beginning on episode 0 when we had a bunch of, like,
That was
not
a
Gundams, but, like, their own mobile suits fighting and shit?
that was a paramilitary group with the backing of the military, of the government, taking out a corporate rival who was creating Gundams.
Okay, this sounds like Gundam level eminent domain.
Kind of.
Like, okay. Specifically,
This is the government says you can't have Gundams anymore, so we're gonna hire mercenaries to go make sure you can't have Gundams anymore.
you know what this sounds like? Gundam takes on gun control.
Kind of.
Okay, specifically, in Illinois, we have an issue right now where we have a assault weapons ban and a magazine weapons limit. Or magazine limit. What do you call it? Firearms? Firearms. Pistols can only have 10 rounds, and rifles can only have 5, and any assault-style weapon, which... You know what? I'm not going to comment on that. Any assault-style weapon, such as AK or AR, can no longer be sold or owned unless it's registered.
It also applies to most semi-automatic handguns.
That too.
Like 95% of them fall under their description.
Which at least I vehemently disagree with.
Technically, some revolvers fall under that classification too.
Which is why it's bull. But, moving on. Specifically, we are pro-Second Amendment, so if you don't like it, my apologies. You are entitled to your opinion, but we still think it's bullshit. Right?
Yeah, now, to be fair, we're not diehards on the pro-Second Amendment. Like, we do believe in, some understandable forms of gun control, and I'm a big advocate for, even if you don't want or like guns yourself, everybody should at least experience once in their life, go to a gun range where you have somebody who's trained with experience to show you the safe handling of a firearm so that you can see that they're not big and scary.
Not just that. I mean, specifically learn what they can do and what they can't do. Like, you drop a unloaded, completely bulletless firearm on the floor. Will it shoot? No, there's nothing in there. But you always treat it as if it's loaded.
Yeah.
So
things like that. Everybody should learn the big four for gun safety, the proper handling of it. Because, we live in a weird society where, people find guns in the trash. And, I watch a lot of YouTube videos about people who go diving to take trash out of rivers and they find guns and call the cops, which is what you're supposed to do. But, if you know the right way to handle a gun, it stops being as scary. Now, yes, you should still call the police to let them handle a gun that you find, but for your personal safety to know how to make sure it's rendered safe, to make sure the chamber is cleared, to make sure it's not loaded and capable of hurting somebody at that moment is an important thing.
Wholeheartedly agree. Everybody should learn.
But back to the anime.
What? I wasn't. I'm kidding.
I
Go
know.
ahead.
So the first episode is Suletta's first day of school. Literally, she had never gone to school before while she was living in the county surrounding Mercury. And it is just like any other goddamn high school anime, but the awkward exchange student's first day in the big city school. She can't find her way around the classes. She's stumbling into awkward situations. She ends up fighting with the multicolored, spiky-haired protagonist. And at the end, she ends up engaged to the hot rich girl.
Yes. What's it called? Very progressive. Gundam in the future. All that jazz.
Yes,
one thing, though.
They even make a joke about that, too. But I'm a girl. Like, wow, that's pretty close-minded coming from Mercury there. Yeah, your gender doesn't mean anything here.
Now, the only trope that I actually did expect them to hit was she woke up, she was late for school, and she was eating bread running to school.
Yeah, instead they had her wake up running late while she's in the cockpit of her Gundam flying to school because the ship was late docking.
She literally ran out of the ship while it was docking and went in another way.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, why she left her ship to begin with was she saw the spoiled rich princess before we meet her, Murine, floating through space. And she thought she was in distress. So she went out to go save her. And really, she was just trying to escape to Earth the hard way.
She was getting some help from like some rebels or something like that who she somehow got in contact with. Yeah. And then the entire time she's screaming, "What are you doing? Leave me alone. I will be fine. Who told you to rescue me? Fuck you." And yeah.
Yep.
Also, she's the daughter of the person directly responsible for Gundams being illegal.
Yeah. That's a fun little tidbit there. Because, see, now that's very Gundam. The princess who is directly related to, like, the villain falls for the Gundam pilot hero of the show. Which is literally what we have going on here in the most Yuri sense possible.
Also, she is incredibly jealous and so cute. Honestly, I freaking loved it.
Yeah, Mirane is, I don't know, how do you describe that one? The, I hate you, but I love you?
Tsundere.
Yeah, she is absolutely a tsundere character. And Suletta is, I don't know how you describe her character. She is a dunce.
Yes, she's the airy, kind of like, I don't really know everything. I try to do stuff and I can't, and I'm like, cute that way.
Suletta only knows one thing.
She's a blonde. She's a redhead, but she's basically a blonde.
She knows a lot about her specific mobile suit. Other than that, she don't know shit.
No offense to blondes. Love you guys. Just saying stereotypical.
Like she is a dumb blonde genius. But she has red hair. But, like, literally, like, again, everything that comes to her mobile suit, she knows it inside and out. She can tell you what the armor's made out of, how the reactor works. She can tell you all this shit in the dumbest way possible because she doesn't understand the big words. Like, literally, like, somebody asked her how she gets such a high output from a reactor, and like, oh, my mom told me it was something to do with the something reactor output. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, she had no concept of what the fuck the big words the engineer asked her were, but she was like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, also, she fought like Sean said, she fought the original fiance of Miorine, Guel. She beat him, and then she has her rival, who eventually ends up falling in love with her too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why people love Suletta so much. Like, okay, as a main character, she's not bad, but like, I could see it more of he's jealous of her because you're an A.
True, but at the same time, it didn't really seem like he liked Murine. It was more like
didn't. He liked the power that being her fiance brought him because it also meant that he would be marrying into the most powerful family. Because her father isn't just the person who is directly responsible for the military action that got rid of the Gundams. He's currently the president of space and the headmaster / CEO of the school they attend.
For some reason, they kind of treat the companies like government, unfortunately. Yes, that's where we're headed, people, unfortunately. It's called the Benner Group, which has... Go ahead.
And just the Benner Group, it's like 50 major corporations are all banded together, but the top 4 most profitable ones are like they run everything. Like these are the big 4 companies that, like, if you can think of it, they make it. And the real world, that would be Apple, Amazon, Disney, Google.
I thought you were going to mention Sony.
I mean, Sony's going to get acquired by Disney sooner or later.
There you go. Stock picks for the day.
I'm just saying, like, Sony still has its own Marvel characters, and Disney wants to own all of Marvel. That's why they bought Fox.
They're probably going to end up owning Universal too then, because Universal has the rights for Hulk.
No, they lost it. That's why Marvel got them back.
What?
Yeah.
I swear they still had them.
No, Universal lost the rights to Hulk after the abysmal The Hulk movie from Ang Lee.
No, but that one is the one with Edward Norton that was still in the MCU is still considered a Universal / Fox movie.
Yeah. But then Marvel got the rights back to Hulk.
Alright, I'll check that out later.
That's why they have Hulk and the Avengers and everything. Like, the only one that was a contentious thing that they had to fight to get the rights back to, and they still don't have the rights to, but they have figured out how to incorporate them constantly in, is Spider-Man. Sony still owns the rights to Spider-Man.
Alright.
Oh, and Fantastic Four. And Carnage. And Venom. I think that's it.
Good, you're done. Okay. So, secondly, we also have the third love interest. His name is Elon or Ellen Karis or Saris.
Yeah.
He's a... Should we be giving plot details away, or what are we doing?
I mean, we can give plot details for these episodes. So, we don't find out until later on. We find out in episode 5? Yeah, episode 5. That Ellen is referred to as the Ice Prince because he never interacts with people. He doesn't talk to people. He doesn't really have friends. He's a bit of an asshole. A bit of a loner who disappears randomly and rarely goes to class. And we find out when we get to episode 5 that that's because Ellen doesn't actually go to school. I mean, he exists, he's a real person, but the person we see in the show the most often, what we as the audience interact with for the character Elon is a person who was made to look like Elon, who they just refer to as artificial person number 4.
That's right. He's the fourth, basically forced clone of the original.
Yes. I think he's not technically a clone. He's just been genetically modified so that piloting a Gundam doesn't melt his brain. Because that's something they talk about in the prologue of that's the downside to Gundams. That's actually why the government wanted to ban them. It's the technology that makes Gundams work is basically a brain interface that lets you control prosthetics. And it basically turns the Gundams into a giant prosthetic. Now, of course, this technology was meant to help people, especially those who live in space and have to deal with the cosmic radiation and stuff that you deal with when you long-term living in space and working in orbit and stuff like that, and the muscle degeneration from living in low gravity. And then the military is like, wait. So you made giant walking forklifts that people can use in space? Yeah. Can we put guns on that? Maybe. Okay, cool. So they're weapons now.
That's right, everybody. We're back to cyborgs again.
And then once everyone realized, oh, sometimes when you push yourself too hard using these things, it melts your brain. Ban them all.
And that's not how that's supposed to work.
And the literal speech they give is, weapons are meant to be used to kill other people, not yourself. That's why Gundams are bad.
I know certain amounts of unaliving that will tell you that is completely false, but moving on.
Just saying, that is literally the line from the show of why they needed to ban them. They're weapons, and weapons are meant to kill other people, not yourself.
So again, that is a very, very weird view to take, but that's what he said. Yep. And I completely and utterly disagree with that. Again, going back to the Gundam. I'm kidding. No, I completely disagree with it because you can't halt research. I mean, that's how we got atomic power, atomic bomb. How do we get zippers? I think it was NASA.
That's how we got Tang.
God damn it. I'm trying to go with the impressive stuff and you go with Tang?
Tang is impressive stuff.
Why?
It's vitamins. It's nutrients. It's powder that all you need is water for.
I am looking this up. Yes, we're arguing over the ingredients of Tang. So sue me.
Hey, it's not my fault. Tang is actually healthy for you.
It is not. It's a lot of sugar.
Yeah. And?
Bruh. It has vitamin C. That's the only thing I know about. Okay. Powdered form, liquid concentrate, serving as 2 tablespoons. Okay, it contains 29 grams of sugar. That's a lot of fucking sugar, buddy.
Nah.
Okay, 100 percentage dose of vitamin C, 6% of calcium, 120 calories, all from that sugar. Buddy, it's basically calories, 2 vitamins, and that's it.
But it has half the sugar of actual juice. Only because they filled it with artificial sweeteners in the early 2000s.
Again, 2 vitamins. That's it.
Yeah, and?
I'm talking about impressive shit, okay?
It is impressive.
What do you call it? When they were trying to invent... This one I remember because of a book I read. They specifically were trying to create a new way to filter water, and somehow that led to the technology that allows you to put a diamond coating on glasses to make them scratch resistant.
Yeah. We've gotten a lot of weird stuff because of the space race. We got some awesome stuff, too.
Like, you can't halt progress. Like, you have to go forward, but do it carefully. You can't just...
In this context in Gundam, the logical thing would have been halt the production of Gundams. Don't stop the use of that technology because it was actually helping people as a small-scale form of prosthetic to replace damaged limbs and people with degenerative diseases to give them the ability to walk and stuff again. It's awesome technology. But what they did was they passed a law to ban technology, passed the law to ban the use of the Gundams, and then sent armed mercenaries in to murder everyone associated with the research and development of the technology. They didn't just ban the use of it, they made sure to kill everyone who knew how it worked.
They literally wanted to delete the knowledge off the face of the universe.
When literally the only way that their data storms, the backlash happens that melts your brain is if you push yourself too hard or if you use the technology in a way it's not meant to be used. I.e., don't use it as a fucking weapon.
I disagree. Because if you can use it as a weapon, like the amount of precision and...
My doggy likes to bark. Quiet, you.
I disagree because the amount of precision and ability that it would give you, like imagine actually feeling or actually being able to aim a gun or any other device like you would your own arm. Like that kind of intuition or intuitive use would be amazing. Okay, you could connect to a computer to basically the possibilities are endless.
Well, yeah, but like being able to use like a forklift with that control, like being able to sit in it and control it by just plugging yourself into it, that makes sense. But to take those big mobile suits that use this same technology as those mobile workers, those forklifts and things like that, and say, hey, we should give it a gun. Why? Like, I get that point of being against the use of it, because that's also what's going to create those data feedbacks of trying to process so much information. It's processing your surroundings, processing incoming projectiles, processing locations of friendlies, locations of hostiles, the locations of your own limbs in space, the locations of the things that come off your suit, because you can control things with your mind that are the little bits that come off. Like, all of that adds up to you overextend yourself, you overextend the capabilities of your mind, and therefore you have a potential to severely damage yourself or kill yourself. Okay. All they needed to do was stop making Gundam weapons mobile suits. Keep making them for industry. Keep making the prosthetic arms. Keep making the prosthetic legs. Keep making the chips that replace people's spines. Or the artificial lungs that are controlled like that. Like, all that great medical technology that came from that research. Keep that. Just get rid of the military aspect of it.
Again, I disagree. Okay? Plus, as greater gamers than I have said before me, there's an easy way to fix that. Get good. Honestly, I mean, you've played a first-person shooter. Okay?
I mean, in a way, they did get good. Someone gave birth to a 4-year-old who could control one perfectly. Which is just like playing Call of Duty nowadays, man. I don't know I gave up on playing Call of Duty because as a 27-year-old person, when I was still playing Call of Duty a lot, I got tired of losing the fucking 10-year-olds.
God damn.
Children taking over the tech, and I think, nope, I'm done with this, so I just gave up on playing Call of Duty and Battlefield and shit like that. Now I'm 38, and I'm like, yep, nope, I'm not going to play those games anymore. If I do play, I'm going to play with Jorge, who doesn't like those types of games. Makes me feel good.
I hate you.
I can actually win.
Those. Okay.
Except for when he really has his moments of being really awesome and snipes me from halfway across the fucking room.
Okay, I was going to say, thanks to playing with you, I no longer get dizzy watching the screens.
Yeah, see? You got good.
Exactly. So what do you need to do? Get back into the horse, or in this case the Gundam, and learn to control the goddamn data storm.
I personally, I blame it on the fact that we've been playing Halo 2 on Legendary for over a year.
Yeah, that could have something to do with it.
We've been on a personal quest to Legendary all of the Halo games. And, Halo 1 only took us about 2 months, considering we only meet about once a week or so. Halo 2, if you only count the amount of time we've put into it, not the fact that we took a year and a half off because Jorge slipped on the ice and broke his leg at my place. It's still, we've been playing the game for over a year.
Yeah.
And we're still only about halfway through the game.
No, we only have like 2 or 3 stages left.
Yeah. But there's only 8 stages to begin with.
Fuck. Okay, fine. Fuck.
Yeah, Halo 2 has very few levels. They're just all long as fuck.
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
Halo 6?
Fuck you. No. I'm getting both of us fucking Xbox Live so we can play it apart again, because God Lord.
Yeah. Although it's been fun playing it split screen.
True.
I miss split screen games. I need to bring that back. Like, the multiplayer on Baldur's Gate 3 would be awesome to play split screen.
What do you have it on again?
I don't have it yet because the console version doesn't come out till next year. And I would have to get a new Xbox for that because it's S and X exclusive.
Play it on PC.
I have to get a decent computer for. I don't even have to get a good one. I got to get a decent one. Both of the pieces of shit I have wouldn't really even run it at minimum requirements.
It'll run it, just not well.
Bruh.
I've seen the minimum requirements. It would run it.
I doubt it.
God.
It'd be choppy as fuck.
I said it would run it. I didn't say it would run it well.
Dude, I watch YouTube videos at 320. I'm not gaming at fucking 240.
It's not like you haven't done it before.
I've evolved, though. Like, I don't need fucking 60 frames a second, fucking 4K. No, that's bullshit. Can I at least get a 320 resolution on my goddamn monitor?
No, you're asking too much.
Can I at least get it to full screen?
No, okay.
And not melt my processor because it's overheating the goddamn CPU?
Bruh, overheating is literally basically par for the course these days.
Yeah, I know, that's bullshit.
Okay. Back to the Gundam. What were we talking about? Advances in technology?
So, we started talking about episode 3, but episode 3 is, there's not much really there.
Okay, we got episode 4.
Oh yeah, episode 3 ends with Guel proposing to Suletta after she kicks his ass for the second time.
Exactly. Literally, everybody wants to jump this girl's bones.
Yep. So, in episode 4, it starts out where like everyone's shocked that it happens, and then when she talked to him, it's like, obviously I was just messing around. That was a joke. That wasn't serious at all. While pretty much constantly side-eyeing her, like, I would fuck her so hard.
Okay, basically reverse harem. I'm here for it. It's awesome. Moving on.
Like, he literally just loves her because she's kicked the shit out of him twice.
Masochist much?
Pretty much. What we get in episode 4, though, is our introduction to Choo Choo. She's the most moe character in the show. She's tiny. She's cute. She has pink puffball hair that somehow defies physics and fits into her cosmonaut helmet.
By that, he means literally it goes flat to her head, and there are no bumps or anything to show. She has this fro-ass, like, little puffballs of hair.
Little nothing. She has 2 puffballs on either side of her head that are the size of her fucking head.
I'd say they're a little bigger, but yes.
They might be. They're definitely, like, her fro is the size of her entire body when it's just one big poofball. Which they only show like 2 or 3 times, but yeah, when her hair is just all froed out, it is like her body is 90% her fuzzy fro.
And this is all from the Earth House, which I believe is called Shuaturi. No, wait. That's the girl's name. Shuaturi Choo-Choo Pan Lunch.
Shuaturi Choo-Choo Pan Lunch. Which is why she has the cosmonaut's skull cap is because she's meant to be Russian. Either way, she hates people from space because people from space treat people from Earth like garbage.
She's spacist.
She's spacist, but hey, you know what? They started it.
Unfortunately, she's right.
I mean, the president of space lives in space. Like, he can't even be bothered to live on Earth like in all the other Gundam shows where the Federation on Earth controls space. Like, this asshole moved to space just so he can say, yeah, fuck the Earth, but fuck you people too. I have more money than you.
Anyway, so, instead of the Feddies and the Zeons, what were they? Okay, Feddies
we have
and
the
Zeddies.
Spatians and the Earthians.
That's it. Spatians and Earthians.
Yeah. It's fun. But also in season 4, we've got...
season 4?
Not season 4, episode 4. There's a test that all the Mobile Suit pilots have to take of piloting the default generic mobile suit. You have to run it through a minefield without using your sensors. So you have to have a spotter to tell you where they are. Get to the end of the minefield, and then you have to hot swap one of your hands with a grenade launcher, and then use that to take out some targets. Suletta fails instantly the first time she's there to take the test because she doesn't have a team, because nobody's ever explained the fact that you have to have a team to do this shit. And then when she takes the retry test, people from Earth House are helping her a little bit. Not a lot. Not at this point. They're helping her. And Choo Choo's just being a bitch because she is one. But there's these two girls who've been bullying Choo Choo because she's Earthian, but they've also been bullying Suletta because Guel wants to bang her. And Suletta and Mirene make this big speech over the radio about how people are counting on her and she's carrying the hopes and dreams of her company and her friends back on Mercury so that she can graduate and start her own school. And Choo Choo hears this and gets inspired because she's also in a position where she's carrying the hopes and dreams of her corporation and all the people back on Earth who paid to send her to school here. So she beats the ever-living shit out of the two bully girls.
It was literally very fun to see. I freaking laughed my ass off.
And then Suletta comes in to try to break it up and gets decked, and Suletta's the one getting yelled at for it. Like, why do I have to retake the test? I didn't start it. Yeah, the fight was because of you.
Which is true, but still not fair.
And you have Choo Choo protesting. Like, why did I fail the test this time? I didn't even get to take it. Because you were fighting.
Look, I'll be honest. Fighting's probably not the best thing to do, but at the same time, sometimes it's necessary, number one. Number two, if you can get away with it, perfect. If not, take the consequences.
Yep. So this is going to bring us to episode 5, where we get the more in-depth interactions with Ellen. And we see that he is a bit of a badass of a pilot, because he's also piloting a Gundam. The episode starts out where he's getting battled 3-on-1, and he's just kicking these 3 guys' ass. And it's a bit of an homage to the Black Tri-Stars from the original Gundam, because they are trying to use the slip behind each other technique, and they're on they're hovering suits, they're going through the desert. It's obviously an homage to that.
Now, one thing that we don't find out till later, because of the Gund aspect of his Gundam, he can actually control these little Gund bits, similar to Suletta's. The thing is, his have a EMP laser, or electromagnetic laser, that has the same effect as an EMP, which I call bullshit on, but Sean says it's true, or it can be done. And I'm like,
it's possible, it's rare, and it's weird, and you need a shitload of energy for it to happen, but you could technically transmit a beam of EM on the right EM wave to short circuit electronics only while the beam is in contact with it. And that is actually what they show here. It's the bits come apart and there's a beam between the bits, and anything that gets caught between the two projectors directly in the beam doesn't work. To make it work, you just have to get the beam off of it.
Which again,
it's
weird.
Bullshit, but it's not out of the realm of what we've seen possible in the last 43 years of Gundam.
Okay, hold on. Okay, fine. Gundam-wise, fine. But, you know what a maser is, right?
Yeah.
Microwave laser? That's hard enough to,
fuck? That's technically what these are. They're mini masers.
Technically,
well,
but I mean, to the
we say mini, but realistically, each one of those bits is the size of a fucking Buick.
Yeah, probably.
Because remember, the mobile suit he's piloting is 18 meters, 60 feet tall.
Right.
So he's throwing these little things off for them. It's like, they look like they're so small. Yeah, they're the size of a Volkswagen. They're not small things.
Okay, these must be some huge-ass lasers then. Fine.
So it's possible that they are masers.
Like I said, it sounds plausible, but everything I know about okay, moving on. You know what?
It's plausible, but it doesn't work in modern technology. It only works in Gundam technology. But hey, at least they don't bullshit it with what the default for all of UC Gundam is. Oh, it's because of Minovsky particles.
I like Minovsky particles. I understand. Not really.
Because it's the most bullshit of, why does that work? Minovsky particles. But what exactly does it do? It does some bullshit because Minovsky particles exist. But how does it get so powerful? Because it concentrates Minovsky particles. What are Minovsky particles? Midichlorians.
At this point, Minovsky particles seem to be like radiation plus like consciousness plus superpowers.
I.e. midichlorians.
Fine.
And that brings us to also during episode 5, Suletta is trying to get to know Alan a bit.
She likes him.
Hold on.
And then basically they go out together and talk inside of Ariel, and they talk about how it is. He accesses the Gund aspect of it, and he then finds out, holy shit, there's no pain with this one. The fuck is wrong with mine? Why the hell do I have to exist with pain? And then he hates her for it, because she has everything he doesn't.
Yeah, she has a family, she has friends, she has a Gundam that's not going to melt her brain. It's literally all the things that he's never had and probably will never have. So he ends up challenging Guel. He kicks the ever-living shit out of him with his special EMP laser Gundam. And then he challenges Suletta. And his only stipulation for their duel is he wants her mobile suit.
Then Guel gets kicked out of Jaturk House, which is his last name, his company. His dad basically disowned him, except, I'm going to let you finish school. But then you're out of here.
Yeah, so he's homeless, but still going to the rich preppy academy.
Basically.
So, into episode 6, we have pretty much this entire episode is the fight between Suletta and Alan, where it's meant to take place in space instead of on one of the designated battlefields inside the colony. Which is weird, but it happens. But the aerial Gundam is not outfitted with verniers for spaceflight. So they have to cobble together one. At this point, she's become a full member of Earth House. She kind of lives there, and they take care of her mobile suit for her. So they go to a junkyard, and they find a bunch of like wrecked thrusters from shuttles and stuff, and they cobble together this spaceflight backpack for the aerial. And it's existing. It's not good.
It's a decent backpack. It does what it's supposed to do, but that's literally it.
Yeah, it lets her move in space. That's about it. And Alan is in a new suit, the one he used to fight Guel in the last episode, his Ferret. And he's kicking the shit out of her at the beginning. And then finally, I think she just realizes, oh my god, I'm going to lose. And she goes try hard. And she starts kicking his ass and dodging all his EMP lasers. And then finally, he cranks up his resonance, his reactivity with his gun format and his Gundam. And it creates a resonance wave between his suit and the aerial. And her suit overpowers his, shorts out his electronics, shorts out all his bits and everything. And he can see her dancing around him as her bits in the psychic Gundam wave created by it.
Which can be recorded thanks to the recorders on the fight. And now the secret's out. These are Gundam.
Yep, and that is how we end the first half of Season 1 of Mobile Suit Gundam Witch from Mercury.
I gotta say, I'm actually looking forward to this. I want to see the rest of it. I know I gotta wait for you, but damn, I do not want to.
I mean, there's one thing I know about episode 12, the last episode of Season 1, that I'm looking forward to. It's it's what's referred to in the fandom as the Ubu Squish.
God damn you. What the fuck is why is it named... That is so fucking wrong. But
because
it's Gundam,
Suletta is the most Ubu character to ever exist in all of Gundam.
Fuck.
Oh, trust me, when we get there, that screen grab is going in the collage.
I hate you. Okay, I just like that is so Gundam, but so fuck.
I mean, that's where we finally go the Gundam aspect of this Gundam show.
That's
It's not
what I
until
mean.
episodes 10, 11, and 12 we start getting full Gundam here.
All right, we're gonna call it a night because that's probably a decent place to end it with the squish. Fuck is wrong with you people? Not you people, but you Gundam people calling it that. What a fucking fandom, Jesus.
Yeah. As always, it's fun. This is a great show. Highly recommended. We love you. Good night.
Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and keep the faith.
Bye-bye.